Hey everyone, Cxed here. Welcome to another of my video series about mob spawner design. I broke up the material into smaller videos, which I hope will make it a bit easier to use. So if you'd like a more general introduction to this spawner design, or you're interested in the other parts of the series, definitely check out the links in the video or the description. In this video, I'll assume you're interested in actually building this design, and I'm going to run through a complete build tutorial. So if you're ready, let's get started. All right, so let's start building this thing and see how that's done. First thing you're going to need is a 2x8 platform. Next thing you're going to need is a 2x6 platform, not starting there, but starting on the edge here. And the next thing you're going to need is some walls. Now down in this section, it's going to be 3 high walls. All right, so there's one half of the collection channel done. Next thing we're going to do, change colors for clarity here. I'm going to come to the end. 2x2 end cap on this channel. Next thing I'm going to do is a 4x4 section on top of that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and fill all that in. Okay, that looks like that. Next thing we're going to do is come down to this second row here. And we're going to count these as 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's a section of 10 right here. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is come up here, place 1 here, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's going to be 7 extending past this point right here. All right. The next thing we're going to do is create these little window openings. Okay. So I place it every other one. So at this section here where it changes, there's 2, then a missing 1, 1, missing 1, 1, and a missing 1. Okay, up here, we go 1 past this corner right here, and there's going to be a missing 1, like that. You can also start at the end and just say there's 1 at the end, missing, 1 at the end, missing. Okay, and basically what we're going to do is these windows have to be 3 high. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Just fill all of that in. Okay, 3 high. So here, this is going to be 3 high. There's 1, 2, 3. So we're going to go ahead and put the top pieces in. All right, that's going to look like that. Leave those tops open. And we're going to come over here, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then 1 on the end, and get rid of this. And I think of this as like a bow pattern. 1, 2, 3, and then we have the string right here. Now that's pretty much the wall is finished. Now we just need to wire some things. First thing we're going to do is put a redstone repeater in this hole facing into the spawner box. Okay. The next thing we want to do, we'll change colors, so for clarity again. And we're going to start with enclosing a lot of this, right? So we're going to say 2 on the top and 4 on the bottom. 1, 2, 1 on the end, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, just until we start covering this right here. We're going to come up 1, and then we're going to come over 8, including this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. Next one is going to be here, and this one is going to be 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's just going to get to this right here. Next thing I have to do is cover the bottoms of these opening windows. Okay, with this level, and that's pretty much it right there. Oh yeah, so on the bottom. So now we're going to come to the front, and then we're going to do this bit of the top here. Don't do this one, and don't do this one, because those need to be slabs, and you're going to find out why right now. Next thing we're going to do is run our redstone line. This is actually the conduit, so here comes the redstone wiring. And you see that slab is to allow this to make a connection through here with no problems. So we run our redstone here, and we run our redstone here, and here. And we don't put one right here because here we're going to put a redstone torch. This is important to invert the sense of the signal. All right, so I'm going to change colors one more time. So that's the redstone all laid in. That's as complicated as it gets. And now I'm going to cover this conduit on the outside. So 3 here, 1 up here. Fill in along the top. There we go. And that's it. That's one wall completely finished right there. So I'm going to go ahead and replicate this on the other side, and then we'll come back. All right, so that looks like it's complete. There's the trough, and I went ahead and connected that in the middle. All right, so at this point, you have an optional choice that you can make. You can fill these in with regular blocks, and that's fine. But what I like to do is, if you can and you have the glowstone, you were in the nether, you got lucky with witches, whatever, is to fill these in with redstone lanterns, because these redstone lamps really make this build a really superior mob spawner. So they would just go right there in the top, and that's pretty much it. So there we go. Next thing we're going to do, and I'm going to just rush through this real quick, is the spawning floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which means there's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, including that wall. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. So I'm just going to do this real quick. All right. So there we go. There's the spawning floor. This is where the mobs are actually going to spawn. Everything from here, from that corner, all the way back to that corner. So that's quite a lot. That's 8 plus 7, so we have 15 times 30. I think that's 450 squares, something like that. I probably shouldn't try to do math in my head on the fly. All right, so then the next bits are going to be back here where the action happens. First thing we're going to do is put down some half slabs. This doesn't have to be half slabs. It can be full blocks if you want, but half slabs is a little more efficient. The next thing is going to be a block. Just stick with our theme here. And basically the pattern's going to go, we're going to have a block here, a block here, a block here, and a block here. Boom, 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 just like that. And we need to run these all the way across. Now before I do this block, just to make it easier on myself, I'm going to go ahead and put the redstone down. This is a redstone conduit back here. So redstone all the way along this one, in line with the repeaters. So basically you're going to do a line of redstone from one repeater to the next. Okay. Now you can go ahead and fill in this top cover, because that's basically all this is a cover. All right. Next we have the pistons. So I'm going to put a piston right there. It's going to go ahead and become activated because the normal default state of these pistons when nothing is going on in this mob spawner is for them to be activated or extended. So we're going to have 30 pistons all along the back row, just like that. All right. And that's pretty much how that works. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, well, there's a lot we could try, but let's go ahead and hook this up so we can see sort of how it works first. I'm going to go ahead and start laying out what goes on inside of these little windows. First of all, we need a slab down here. If you don't put a slab down here, I can't remember what happens, but it's not good. So put a slab here. I think, you know, maybe it keeps things from spawning in here, something like that. Baby zombies, something that it makes sure that nothing is trapped in here. All right, the next thing we need is a tripwire hook. And the tripwire hooks, you need 12 of them, and they go here, 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 here. Same on the other side. So that's pretty easy. I mean, since we've gone through all this trouble of painstakingly laying out these windows, it's pretty easy to figure where everything goes now. Now, one of the hardest things to acquire for this build is the string. So there's 30 blocks from here to there. That's 30 blocks, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines that I'm going to string up here, and so that's 180 pieces of string. Also, it's very easy to make mistakes when you put string in there, especially if your mob spawner is already got its cover on it and it's kind of dark. But you see what happens is the thick hitbox, I'm just going to do it again real quick, the thick hitbox of this piece of string, when the connection is made, there's a piece of string here, a piece of string here, and when I put this one in the middle, boom, the hitbox turns thin, and the tripwire hook goes from looking like this to looking like this. But look what happens when I trip it up. So I'm going to go ahead and just fill all these in now. All right. It's easy. It's so easy to misplace these strings. They're really hard to see and hard to work with. But once you get them, see how these lights work, right? Okay. So next comes the water. Now the water goes in here, and water is actually pretty easy to place. You really only just need 2. But basically every one of these needs to be source blocks. But if you have 2, you can make an infinite water source and then just fill in the rest. But basically you need all of it to be tranquil, you know, non-turbulent source blocks for water, just like that. But basically, here now we can start demonstrating how this works. When the mobs start moving, boom, the pistons drop, and they drop quickly. And as the mobs are pushed, they're pushed into the other string until they fall, boom, in here, okay? And you go ahead and put some water here, and some water here, and the mobs will basically do that. That is the journey they're going to take, all right? So we have one final wall to do, and that is the front wall. And the front wall is a little bit interesting because we're going to start by, yeah, I guess we'll use this color. I'm going to start by doing a 2-high wall like this. All right, so that's going to look like that. Now, one of the most important things about this mob spawner that was its best feature is that you can see into it. I make a window here, and this relies on this trick that if you have a bottom slab underneath a top slab, the resulting 1 block space in between is actually opaque. And that, you could say, is kind of a glitch, but it's, you could say it's a bug, but it's a well-known fact of Minecraft lighting physics. So that's just how it is. And I, for one, am going to take advantage of it. And this allows me to build this mob spawner so that if there are any problems, if something's not working or something's clogging it up or things aren't spawning or whatever's going on, I can just look in there and see what's happening. And that's pretty much it. That's what it looks like right there. That's the whole thing. Everything's active and working, and that'll work. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the roof on. And I'm going to basically put half slabs everywhere on the top here. And you see, I'm putting them over places like this, too. And the reason for that is that if you don't put half slabs right there, you'll get mobs spawning on places like this, and you don't want that. The other interesting thing I'm going to do is, I don't know, we'll take some kind of distinctive slab. This acacia is kind of good for safety orange. But I'm going to cover the water in some kind of slab that's a little bit different. That way, if I ever need to access it, I know where it is, right? Other than that, I'm going to just go ahead and, like same here, I'm going to just make sure that this part is covered by something everywhere. So right there, that's going to be covered by something. And other than that, just going to fill it in. All right, so now the roof is pretty much done. Everything looks about like that. And when I fill this in, I think we're going to start having spawning immediately. So let's see here, final roof tiles. Difficulty normal. Oh, we got some customers already. Look at that. And we have a creeper here. Oh no, sorry, a zombie. It's hard to tell because it's dark. Now basically, if only a couple things spawn, they might just stand around there, but that means that there's plenty of room for other things to spawn. Like that guy was standing there, but then that allowed there to be plenty of room for others to spawn. And eventually one's going to spawn on the strings or one's going to move. And the moment he moves, they're all flushed away, done. And if there's one still on the floor that needs to be cleared, the water's on. When there's none on the floor that need to be cleared, the water's off. And it's that efficient. So there you go. I find that if you stand right here, things don't spawn so much because you're a little bit close. If you come out about 20 blocks, boom, you see that? So we have creepers, zombie, spider, and there you go, just like it's designed to do. They fall into that trough, and boom, there they go. All right, so that's pretty much it, I guess. So remember to check out the links in the video or the description to see the other parts of this series where I actually discuss some of the concepts related to this design. Till next time, enjoy your new mob friends.